Welcome back. How many more lives must be lost before communities in Zamfara can finally experience lasting peace? Why do attacks continue despite repeated military operations and security deployments? And perhaps the most painful question of all, how long can ordinary families continue living under the constant fear of another deadly raid? Those questions have once again come into sharp focus after another violent attack in Zamfara State claimed the lives of 2 residents and 5 security personnel. The latest incident has renewed concerns that despite ongoing security efforts, many rural communities remain vulnerable to armed attacks. Fresh violence erupted in Gasua local government area of Zamfara State after suspected bandits reportedly launched coordinated attacks on several communities, leaving death, destruction, and grief in their wake. According to information shared by security analyst Bakisen, the attackers targeted the community of Marake and Kaura, where 2 residents were killed during the assault. The attack also resulted in the deaths of 5 security personnel who were defending the affected communities against the advancing gunmen. The reported casualty among security personnel highlights the increasingly dangerous condition facing those deployed to protect vulnerable communities across northwestern Nigeria. According to the reports, the attackers did not stop at taking lives. Several houses were reportedly set on fire, destroying family homes and leaving residents without shelter. A local shop was also burnt during the attack, while 3 motorcycles and vehicles were destroyed. Such destruction extends the impact of the violence far beyond the immediate loss of life. Families who survive this attack often lose their homes, businesses, and means of livelihoods, making recovery even more difficult long after the gunmen have left. Bakisen also reported that additional destruction occurred in the nearby community of Garazua, suggesting that the violence spread beyond the initial targets. While the full extent of the damage has not yet been officially confirmed, reports indicate that multiple communities experienced significant losses during the raid. Incidents like this continue to place enormous pressure on local populations, many of whom have already endured repeated attacks over recent years. Despite the intensity of the assaults, there was also evidence of determined resistance. According to Bakassin, security personnel working alongside local volunteers successfully prevented the attackers from taking control of the affected communities. Although 5 members of the security forces reportedly lost their lives during the operation, their efforts are said to have stopped the gunmen from occupying the villages. Their actions, according to the report, helped prevent an even greater tragedy that might have unfolded had the attackers succeeded in overrunning the communities completely. The death of security personnel once again underlined the difficult and dangerous conditions under which Nigerian security forces operate. Across several states affected by armed violence, soldiers, police officers, civil defense personnel, and local security volunteers regularly confront heavily armed criminal groups, often in remote areas with difficult terrain. Every confrontation carries enormous risks, and many officers continue to lose their lives while carrying out operations intended to protect civilians. The latest attack also reflects the continued security challenges confronting Zamfara State. For years, many communities across the state have faced repeated incidents involving killings, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and destruction of property. Governments at both federal and state levels have launched various military operations, strengthened intelligence gathering, and introduced community-based security initiatives. While those efforts have produced success in some areas, attacks continue to occur, particularly in remote rural communities, where armed groups can move quickly across difficult terrain. As news of the latest attack spread, many residents renewed calls for stronger and more effective security measures. Families affected by the violence are once again left mourning loved ones while attempting to rebuild homes and businesses destroyed during the assault. Community leaders have repeatedly appealed for increased security presence, improved intelligence operations, and sustained efforts to prevent armed groups from returning after military operations conclude. It is important to note that details surrounding the incidents are based on reports shared by security analysts, Bakistan, and have not yet been supplemented by a comprehensive official statement providing casualty figures or operational details. As is often the case following security incidents, additional information may emerge as authorities continue assessing the situation and conducting investigations. Until then, casualty figures and other operational details should be understood within the context of currently available reports. The attack also raises broader questions about the long-term strategy for addressing insecurity in northwestern Nigeria. While military operations remain essential, many analysts have argued that lasting peace will require a combination of improved security, stronger intelligence, economic development, community engagement, and effective criminal justice measures. Breaking the cycle of repeated violence will likely depend on addressing both the immediate security threats and the underlying conditions that allow armed groups to continue operating. For the families of the 2 residents and the 5 security personnel who reportedly lost their lives, however, those wider policy debates over little immediate comforts. They are mourning fathers, sons, husbands, colleagues, and neighbors whose lives were cut short during another tragic attack. As investigations continue and security operations respond to the latest violence, many Nigerians will once again be asking the same difficult question: how many more communities must endure such devastating attacks before lasting security becomes a reality? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this report informative, kindly like, share, and subscribe for more news reports. I'm Chidera Isom. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next reports.